Welcome to Grand Park here in Westfield. It's the site for Colts training camp. Day one, just like that, in the books. Football is back, Eli, and obviously everybody is going to be talking about the QB battle between Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones. It's day one, but we learned some stuff today.
Yeah, you got to knock some rust off first, not only for the quarterbacks, for the entire team as well. I think we saw that, and Shane Steichen made that very apparent after day one. But yeah, quarterback competition is the most intriguing probably across the entire NFL. Richardson coming back from injury again. Daniel Jones learning a new system continuously. So yeah, both of them a little bit rusty early on, but again, day one.
Day one, no doubt about it. Okay, so we heard Chris Ballard say on Tuesday that there was going to be a few limitations. He said no restrictions, but a little limited as far as volume goes for Anthony Richardson. Obviously, that shoulder flared up during OTAs and minicamp. It's all healed now, but Shane Steichen echoing those sentiments here on Wednesday, saying you might not see him in individual drills. The team reps is what's most important, and I have to agree with that point. You got to get the chemistry down with the team.
Yeah, for sure. And Lou Anarumo, the mad scientist on the defensive side, did not make it easy for these guys in this day one. Those guys were flying around a whole bunch of different schemes and packages that have been thrown their way since spring camps, or springtime, I should say. So, yeah, once again, when you have a quarterback situation like this, you'd like to have one named, but also there's no timetable for this thing. You have to make sure you pick the right guy, and they have a few weeks to potentially do that. Yeah,
no doubt about it. Shane Steichen saying it's going to come down to progression each and every day. Yep. Consistency. Anthony Richardson, Daniel Jones echoing those sentiments. There's no doubt about that. But the defense, yeah, we got to give credit to the defense. The quarterback's knocking some rust off, but Charvarius Ward, new free agent signing, was flying around. Kenny Moore, a one-handed pick off of Daniel Jones in 7-on-7, and Grover Stewart even got his hand on a ball, so he's feeling good. We love that for Big Grove. But the big talker, we got a chance to hear from Shane Steichen. Obviously, Anthony Richardson, Daniel Jones, Charvarius Ward after practice. Here's what they had to say.
All right, good to see everybody, man. It's great to be back here at Grand Park. Just want to say a thanks to Grand Park for hosting us, the Colts organization, getting this thing set up every year. Obviously, going into year 3 for me, it's an impressive operation. The fan support that comes out, the fan experience they put together back there, couldn't be more thankful for the people that do this. So
what we think of quarterback competition, day one, Anthony getting back out there?
It's good to see him back out there. We'll have a plan, a maintenance plan for him. As you guys will see, we wanted him to get all the team reps, so you might not see him throw some individual reps every single day. So we're working him back into that deal, and just with the way the reps are going to play out, those guys are going to get the same amount of reps. Just like you saw today, it'll flip. They both get reps with the ones every day, just because we have third down day, and we don't want one guy to get all the reps with third downs, and then same thing with red zone. So you'll see that back and forth.
Obviously, he's throwing the ball fine, but what was the feedback on the shoulder and what he feels and what the doctor's saying?
He did a great job over the summer. Physically and mentally, he feels really good. So that was a good sign. Obviously, to have him out here day one is huge for us. So it's really good.
Shane, what will you look for day to day?
Like I said, I talked to these guys, met with them yesterday, sat down with them, just talked about the consistency of the operation, just moving the football up and down the field. Told those guys to no timetable on this thing, let those guys compete, let the process play out, and we'll go from there.
Do you think Anthony has any ground to make up because he got shut down so early in the spring?
That's a good question. I think he got the mental reps there in the spring, but again, I think obviously we got to get the reps going here in training camp. So obviously a lot of urgency at that position and all positions.
How have you seen Anthony embrace the competition with Daniel?
He's been phenomenal. Mentally, all those things, the conversations that me and him have had, he's been really good with the whole situation.
I know it's early day one, but when we see Justin Whaley out there with the ones, what does that tell us?
Well, he's a pretty damn good player. He did some really good things in the spring, so he's going to compete, at that spot, and so that's why you saw him out there.
What about Austin and GK at linebacker?
Yeah, he did a good job. Obviously, Z's getting ramped back into this thing, so he's getting some good reps. Obviously, he made a play out there today, but, he's been improving every single year, so excited to see where that goes.
So you just chalk up the drops to day one?
Yeah, day one, we got to knock the rust off. Obviously, we got to clean those up. We got to catch the football, and we will get those cleaned up.
Charvarius Ward and team activities. What was your impression of him? I see the smirk on your face.
Very impressed. great signing by Chris to get him on this football team. You saw how sticky he was and the plays he made. I don't know how many he made today, but he made a ton. So great to have him out there.
Tyler was kind of part of that tight end rotation today with Mo and Drew. Just where does he need to kind of grow to continue carving out a role there?
I think obviously just getting the reps, in team periods and all this stuff. And obviously when we get the pads on next week, it'll be good. But I like the progress he's made through spring, and then obviously day one, just going through the process.
Shane, how similar is the relationship from AR with Daniel? Is it similar to what he had with Joe and Gardner?
Yeah, I think it's similar. I think they're their own people, you know what I mean? But that quarterback room has been really good. There's been a lot of good conversations going on in there, so they ping-pong stuff off each other, so it's been good.
Shane, Chris mentioned yesterday more physicality to this.
Yeah.
What does that look like to you?
Well, I think as you guys see the practices as we get going here, when the pads come on next week, obviously we have the ramp-up period this week, and then next week when the pads come on, you guys will see some sudden change periods, some long drive drills. We'll have some more situational scrimmage stuff, so it'll be really good. I want to make sure we come out of this thing in tip-top shape come week one is one of the goals for us.
Shane, also, Chris talked about finishing games late in the season. How do you address that until you get in those situations?
Yeah, I think that comes naturally as we get to those situations. But like again, I told the team the other night. I mean, the most one-score games in NFL history came down last year. It was last year, so we got to be great in the fourth quarter, and so we got to create our edge in training camp, build the foundation in training camp, mentally and physical toughness is what we're trying to get done.
How important is it for Latu to be getting the amount of reps with the ones that he's really been getting since the spring?
Yeah, I think it's important for all those guys. Obviously, we got some good defensive ends. We got a good rotation going with those guys, but obviously want to see the growth from year one to year two, see that jump with him, and he's been working his tail off. So excited about that.
Are you seeing a little more decisiveness from Anthony?
Yeah, I mean, it was day one, but yeah, we'll see how this thing goes. But he did a good job today. Obviously, he's been in the system now going into year three, so that definitely helps. But I thought he did some good things today.
Do you feel like in year three, you have a better handle on what he likes, what he doesn't like? Because I know it's some of that's been interrupted by injury and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think so. I think obviously we've known each other, a lot better going into year three. So obviously we have those conversations and we talk about it obviously in the staff room with Cam and Jim Bob, and we go through all our operation and obviously going into a game week, it's like, hey, what do you like? If he doesn't like something, obviously we'll take it out because the quarterback's doing it.
How would you assess the way Daniel Jones performed today, and also just him continuing to grasp the offense?
Yeah, I thought he did some good things too. Obviously, it's day one for both of those guys, but we just want to see the progression of getting better every single day as we go through this thing.
Shane, it's Jim Irsay Day. How special?
Yeah, very special. Meant a lot to this organization, this city. The person he was, phenomenal person. Obviously, Carly and Kaylin and Casey got to speak to the team yesterday in the team meeting, which was awesome to hear them speak and address the team. So, obviously, big year for the Colts and, representing for the boss.
Shane, two more. When you say you guys need to create more of a mental edge, how do you go about that?
I think it's putting them in those situations, like I talked about, the sudden change stuff. Playing complementary football, obviously we get a turnover on defense. Like we got to go do something on offense with it and vice versa. So put them in those situations mentally, so when it comes up in the game, we've practiced it, we've repped it, and we've been there.
What have you seen from Lou running this defense?
It's good. A multiple scheme, sticky in coverage on the back end. He'll do a lot of different things as we get going in camp, which will be good for our offense too, to make us better. So excited about what he's got going over there.
Chris mentioned that last one expects this to be a more physical camp.
Yeah.
So I guess what's that look like for you? How do you plan to bring that out a little bit more?
Yeah, I think I just hit that a little bit. Just obviously with the long drive drills, the sudden change stuff, practices, the night practices we're having, the physicalness of it, the intensity that we got to bring every single day.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, guys.
Anthony, what's it like just to be back out here throwing again? I mean, you had to take some time off this spring, but to be back in like a team practice setting.
Feels good, man. When they told me I couldn't throw for a few weeks, definitely hit me hard because we were just getting in the groove, just getting started. I felt like I was making progress, getting ready to work with the team. But just being out here day one, it's always exciting, knocking off the rust and just being out there having fun with the guys.
And what was that like to deal with? I mean, were you nervous or worried about just the fact that it's another shoulder issue? Were you confident that it would just get over it with some rest?
No, I was confident. They told me I had to sit down a few weeks, and I was like, man, I could go right now. So I just had to listen to the team, just take the advice from the medical team, take the advice from my trainer, and just prepare myself for this upcoming season and just be ready for training camp.
How have your conversations with Shane been, and what do you need to do to be the starter and quarterback on this team?
I think it's the same every year. Prepare. Make sure I'm at the best of my possible self. For this team. The same thing go back to my rookie year when I was competing with Gardner for the starting job. Just learning the offense, mastering the offense, and just being available for the team. I think that's the main thing. Conversations with Shane haven't really changed much. He told us that Daniel and I are going to compete. He let us know every day it's a competition, so we both got to work and compete for that job, and whoever wins it, wins it.
Yeah, when you got the shoulder soreness last month, were you surprised by that? Had you had any experience like that prior to that?
No, I wasn't necessarily surprised. Had the surgery like a year and a half ago, so I've been dealing with on and off soreness with that, but I thought it was just from the volume of throwing, my arm just trying to get used to it, but it was something else, and I wasn't necessarily worried about it. I was like, okay, that's just another bump in the road. Just make sure I'm doing what I could do just to help the team in any way. So in the meeting rooms, I was trying to master the offense even more. Riley was asking me questions, trying to help him out a little bit. So just being around and just helping the team any way possible, even though I couldn't be on the field. I could do other things. Lead a certain way and just be present.
It's kind of normal to have soreness after the fact like that, or what did they tell you?
I don't know. I just feel like it's with anything. You constantly do something, all the time. Just like a shooter playing basketball, constantly putting up jump shots, your shoulder's going to be a little sore from all that work. So I just thought it was just, just type of, account thing. But it wasn't that. But I'm ready now, and I'm ready to go.
What was the rehab process like for you when you're away from the team? What things did you do to kind of get yourself ready for camp?
The best thing for it was honestly just rest. Surprisingly, to say that, it was really just rest, let my arm just rest and recover. And whenever we did start throwing, it was just back like a normal schedule. It wasn't anything major, anything different. Just rest my arm and just get back going.
You did the work this offseason, just throwing work. Was there like certain parts of your game you're trying to focus on, like certain routes or certain distances, or like how did you go about figuring out kind of what to tweak?
When it came to throwing again, I wasn't necessarily worried about pushing the ball down the field because I'm pretty sure everybody knows I can do that. The biggest thing for me was just, the intermediate short routes, being able to complete those whenever I can. Because I feel like that'll help our offense, progress, and that'll help us move the ball more. So I was really working on that, working on my footwork, trying to make sure I'm calm and I'm just ready to deliver the ball wherever it needs to be. So that's really the main thing right there.
Obviously, you guys, Daniel has more experience than you. What have you learned from him since he's come here?
Man, he's always working. He's a smart guy. He's always asking questions. So I try to do the same thing. I try to get insight on anything that'll help me to get better, anything that'll help the team get better. Really smart guy, man. So I just try to gain some mental toughness from him and just constantly just work.
How can going against Lou Anarumo's defense make you better in training camp?
I actually love it, especially during OTAs. They were throwing out different looks, and I was actually kind of excited for that because it makes me process things a little bit differently, and it helps me get more answers whenever things aren't going the best way for our offense. And it just gives me a chance to just find ways to move the ball and complete passes. So I'm definitely excited to keep working against those guys and definitely learning their defense a little bit more.
How do you keep a level head throughout the QB battle? Obviously, you want something so bad, right?
Right.
So what's the balance of, okay, I want this end goal, but I can't probably get it tomorrow.
Honestly, it's just loving the process. These past 2 years, I definitely, try to embrace that a little bit more. Everybody wants success, like right here, right now, but I feel like sometimes when you get success, it's not really all what it seems. The process is really the best thing, and that's really what I'm trying to enjoy now. And also when it comes to competition, of course I'm competing with Daniel, but I'm also competing with myself. Trying to be the better version of myself than I was last year. There were definitely things I could have worked on last year, so I'm trying to improve on that and make sure I'm just available for the team whenever they need me.
Anthony, body-wise, did you change your weight at all this offseason?
Man, surprisingly, I actually lost weight. I wasn't trying, but it just happened. So now I'm like 240 now, moving a little faster, feeling a little lean, and hopefully I can keep it like that and stay healthy.
Is that conditioning? I know you said you weren't trying to, but you got help conditioning-wise at all, or?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like just me, putting in the work to be conditioned. I feel like that'll take care of itself. But I feel like I'm back to my college way. I feel like I can move around a little bit more. And it's also just just other things like sleep schedule, eating right, hydrating, just taking care of myself and just being a pro.
Just to hear the crowd cheer you, what does that mean to you?
It's exciting, because I know this city loves and supports me. I just got to do my part, make sure I can do everything in my power to be the quarterback that they want me to be and need me to be. So it definitely feels good, but I can't let it get to my head. I still got a lot of work to do, and I still got to get that job. So, I definitely appreciate it, but work not done.
With the time you missed this spring, how important was it just for you to get out there to California with the guys?
No, it was definitely good. We definitely had some fun times out there, fishing. The guys were putting in work. It was definitely exciting. I didn't get to, be out there and throw with them, but just being around the guys, and just spending time with them, just helps us build that chemistry a little bit more. So whenever we are on the field, it's easier for us to communicate and just make things happen. So it was definitely a good time, and I appreciate the guys for inviting me out there.
Thanks, Andy.
For sure.
How do you assess day one here at training camp?
I think like any day one, you're getting started, some good, some bad. I think operationally, in and out of the huddle, guys know where to go. I thought that was, pretty sharp. But yeah, always things to clean up that we'll look at the tape, and then improve on it. But I thought for a day one, we did a lot of things that you look for on day one, but certainly some areas to clean up for sure.
The offense had that time together out in California that Kevin was talking about yesterday. What did that do for you, just in terms of getting to know guys and spending time with them with a new team?
Yeah, I think, I thought that was valuable time for us. The time on the field is important, but probably even more so, hanging out off the field, going to dinner, playing golf, whatever we were doing was valuable time to get to know each other and build some chemistry. So.
How does that off-the-field chemistry translate to what you guys are doing with Peter, what you guys do on Sundays?
I think just like the better you get to know people and form relationships, the better you can communicate off the field, on the field, when you're game planning, when you're watching film. I think, just the better those relationships are, the easier those conversations are, the better the communication is with anything you're doing.
So all the pass catchers just extra friendly to you because of the quarterback? Is that how that works?
What's that?
Is that all the pass catchers just extra friendly with you? Is that how that works to make sure you get the ball when it comes to practice time?
Yeah, some are. Some play that strategy. There's other strategies too that are played, but I think just trying to get to know everyone and build relationships.
Daniel, with all the attention, the day-to-day attention of who did what in this, how do you sort of focus on today and not get caught up in the grand scheme?
I think I think just trying to stay busy with what you're doing kind of at the moment, and that whether it's that meeting or that practice, that walkthrough, kind of trying to get fully into that, and there's so much work to do, so much, especially for me, learning the system, getting to know the guys, learning communication with coaches. I think there's plenty to kind of stay busy with and focus on that. So I think, as best I can, just doing that, staying focused on what I'm doing at the moment, and then stacking days. I think that's the mindset everyone tries to take during training camp. It's a long process. There's a lot of work ahead of us, but kind of the best way to go about it is focusing on that day, that practice or meeting or whatever you're in right at that moment.
Shane said that he sat down with you and AR and talked to you all about the plan going forward with the quarterback competition. How much did you just appreciate the fact that he's up front about that to start off the camp? Yeah,
I certainly appreciate it. He's been up front, since the spring, since we all got back here. And, I think that's, as a player, you always appreciate Coach being up front and transparent with you and communicating.
Daniel, in your mind, what do you have to do to earn that starting job?
I think just performing at a high level, showing consistency, my preparation, consistency on the field and my performance. And I think, it's like I said, it's a long process, and focusing on kind of what I'm doing day to day, I think is the best way to go about it. So that's what I'm focused on.
Daniel, is there one guy in particular on this offense that sort of is taking you under their wing just to get you situated with the personnel and how this offense operates?
I don't know if I can say there's one guy. I think, I think it's my job, as the new guy, to come in and to learn the players, build relationships, learn the system, kind of seek out the help and advice of others. So I've tried to do that as best I can. There's several guys who have been here for multiple years and know how it works. So just trying to get to know those guys, ask the right questions, all that.
Just, you've had various groups of skilled guys that you played with over the years, but I mean, what can this group of receivers and even Tyler be collectively?
Yeah, I think it's an extremely talented skill group. I think when you look across the board, obviously JT's been a top player in the league for a long time and is shown what he can do. And then throughout the receiver room, I think you got guys who have different skill sets, who all bring something different, can attack the defense different ways. And I think that's really valuable to have the variety there. And then, in the tight end room, a number of guys who can make a lot of plays. So I think it's a strong group of skill guys.
Andy, you take the first snaps and you run your 5 or 6 plays, and then AR goes in, and the crowd gets buzzy. Do you hear how they get a little excited when he goes in there or not? Or are you too busy?
No, I mean, I think you hear it and you're out here. But it's all good. We it's fun having the fans out here. It brings some energy to practice, and what a great setup up here at Grant Park, and impressive thing they've built here. So it's fun to be here, and definitely appreciate the fans showing up.
What sort of challenge does facing Lou Anarumou's defense bring to this competition between you and Anthony?
Yeah, I mean, he's a great defensive coordinator. I think, one of the things that separates him is just I think the amount of coverages he can play from similar looks, and there's a little twist to a lot of the coverages. They're maybe not the traditional way you've seen other teams play a similar coverage. So just learning that and try to learn as well as you could in the spring, and then obviously there'll be a lot of work on it this camp as we go against each other. So he's a great defensive coordinator. I've had a lot of respect for him for years.
What kind of a challenge is it to go up against a cornerback like Charvarius Ward?
Yeah, he's a good player. Played against him in the past, and it was good to go against him here today. But he's a strong player, and it'll be good for us. It'll be good for the quarterbacks, good for the receivers, and great competition.
Since this spring, you haven't really shied away from pushing the ball downfield. Is that something you've been more intentional about this offseason?
I don't think I've ever tried to shy away from pushing the ball down the field. I think we try to take advantage of the opportunities when they're there, and when the play and coverage dictate it, then take the shot and try to throw an accurate ball. So I think it's something I've always tried to do.
Can you explain
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you explain the last question pick? What happened with that?
Just a bad decision. Laid out there, can't afford to do it.
What is the challenge of a guy like Michael Pittman? He's pretty physical in his own right as a receiver. What does that offer you?
It helped me get better. Like you said, he's physical, so it helped me work on facing bigger receivers this coming season. So I think he's a good receiver. He's gonna be a good challenge during this camp.
He likes to talk and joke a lot. You get a sense of that, or you guys?
Michael Pittman?
Yeah.
He haven't said much to me yet. So when he start talking stuff, I'm gonna start talking stuff. Yeah, for sure. It'll come, hopefully, when I'm scrapping him. If he's not doing nothing, he ain't got nothing to talk about, so we'll see.
You kind of got eased into the spring, obviously more teamwork today.
Yep.
What did that feel like just the first time around?
Man, it's go time. It's training camp time. It ain't time to be easing into anything right now, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting ready for the season. We get ready for a long run, hopefully to make the playoffs. So, we all in, 10 toes deep right now. Yep.
So, some of your defensive teammates were saying that Lou is not shy about, getting on you.
Nah, he not at all.
What have you noticed about him, being someone who's not been around him before?
Yeah, he just demanded excellence out of everybody, from the All-Pros to the undrafted rookies. You know what I'm saying? He demanded excellence out of everybody, and that's what you got to expect from a coach. He gonna get the best out of everybody, and I respect him for that. He get on me, he get on Buck, Wally. You know what I'm saying? Anybody, he get on everybody. So that's gonna help us get better as a group.
You like what you see in Wally? He's out there.
I mean, yeah, the coaches like what they see out of Wally. He was going with the ones today, so I mean, that's a good thing for him. Good thing for us. He balling as a young guy. He only gonna get better with more and more reps. So hopefully he can help us this year. Most definitely.
A real competitor?
Huh?
They say he's like a real competitor.
Yeah, that's a silk boy, man. We from the Mississippi, we from the mud. We gonna grind hard. We gonna put that work in. I like Wally though. He not scared. He a young guy, pretty confident in himself. He believe in himself, and that's what I like about him a lot. Like he not scared of anybody, not scared of a challenge. So I look forward to working with my young buck.
What kind of advice do you give him just as a rookie and how to handle his first training camp?
I just tell them believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Know that you the best. Know that you that guy. Know that every rep that you can beat the guy in front of you. Even when you tired or when you got beat the rep before the display right here. Like just come back and know that you're the best. Don't be scared.
You talked about your journey and obviously going from where you were, being in Super Bowl and being all pro, those things. What is it like to have to prove it again, if that makes sense?
I don't feel like I gotta prove nothing because I know who I am. You know what I'm saying? I know what I'm capable of. If anything, if I'm proving something to anybody, it's proving it to myself. You know what I'm saying? That my all pro year wasn't a fluke. You know what I mean? I know I can do it again, and I know I'm gonna do it again. So I just work on myself every day, mentally, physically, and emotionally, and I just go out there and ball.
What have you learned about over your career, maybe the process it takes to have a successful training camp to get through the grind for this stretch of the year?
Yes, sir. It's kind of what I've been preparing for my whole entire life. Even going back to junior college, just putting in extra work, extra reps, and like I said, working on the physical, the mental, everything. Just getting ready for a long training camp. It's a grind. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be dog days, hard days. But like I said, when I work on my mental strength, try to wake up every day with joy and happiness. I can come out here and this will be the easy part per se.
What things do you do to work on, I guess, the mental and emotional side? We talk a lot about recovery physically, but what do you do, or what did you learn?
Affirmations, I say a lot of affirmations. Obviously, I pray, keep the faith. I read a lot of books, and that's what I do. Just feed myself positivity, a lot of optimism and joy.
Do you feel like from this secondary, and what do you want this group to be this season?
I want to be the best secondary in the NFL. Force turnovers, make plays, and just have fun and play with swag and confidence. Everybody out there flying around, and maybe we can intimidate intimidate teams on film by the way we play and the way we run and hit.
You talk about that all-pro year. Do you feel like some people look at it as a fluke, or is it just a challenge for you to do it again?
If they do, I don't really care if they look at it as a fluke, man. I had the all-pro year. I got paid again, so shit. I feel like it wasn't a fluke, and I feel like I'm gonna go out there and ball these next 3 years and get paid again. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely know it wasn't a fluke, man. It's what I've been working towards my whole entire life. You know what I'm saying? Last year, I feel like I would have went again, but obviously things happened and I didn't go all pro. But that's kind of my goal this year, to go all pro. I know I'm setting the expectations high for myself, but I work hard for it. So that's what my goal is this year.
All right, thanks, Mooney. Appreciate
it.
Putting my hand in the ground and having that first training camp snap, man, it was an honor and blessing.
Do you think that's going to help just the grind of camp?
Yeah.
Kind of having that perspective?
Yeah, I think that was the biggest thing that helped me my senior year too, and I don't plan to go away from it. It's always just trusting in the Lord and just being understanding that He blessed me with these gifts, and it's my job to go out here and represent Him and maximize these talents well, and to give 110% or even more to this team, to this game, and to represent Him, the Lord.
When you got picked in the second round, you probably didn't know that there was going to be a great contract dating around the league. Was it tough going through that, waiting to sign, trying to figure stuff out?
There was at one point I forgot. I was just so focused on getting ready and learning coach Lou's defense and wanting to be a big contributor to the D-line and the D-line room and the defense in general. But for me, once I got drafted, it was like, man, how quick can I get in the playbook? I got to get in shape. I got to, critique my skill set, my moves, and all the above.
From your understanding, is it basically just trying to get as much guaranteed as possible?
It was just we were just being patient. Adrian knows more than me, but for me, it was just getting ready for the thing that really matters, training camp and being ready for this season.
What things did you do to prepare for training camp?
Oh, wow. I did a lot. I wanted to train in some heat, went to Dallas and did some basketball to get some cardio in. There's nothing like basketball cardio. I hate it and love it at the same time. And, worked with, shout out BT Jordan, and that was one of my trainers, Tracy Ford, and just being able to be right all over from head to toe, mental space, agility-wise, and being able to move well.
Do you hoop like a hooper, or do you hoop like a football player?
Yeah, I hoop like a hooper. Yeah. Hoop like a football player is very disrespectful, but I know. My style of play, I play at my own pace, so I feel like I'm big and play at my own pace. So I say, Luka Doncic, but that's just me. Everybody has their opinion.
So perimeter more than post?
Perimeter, don't let me get hot from the three, but yeah.
What's it been like getting to learn and now play alongside guys like Buckner and Stewart and all the more veteran D-line guys?
Honor. I mean, I've always been a fan of Buck. Me and Latu knew of each other. Quiddy, even though we went to rival schools, he's my locker buddy, and just being able to learn from them and what they do well, and they've been in the league longer than me, so just asking them, like, what do you guys do to help your body stay in the condition that you want it to be, and, you know, what do you see on the field? So being able to play with them and alongside them and be in the same room, man, they just give me nothing but knowledge.
What excites you the most about the opportunity to sort of have to prove yourself again? Like, yeah, you got drafted, but then every guy in the NFL was probably the man wherever they came from.
Yeah, it just I'm excited because, I mean, it shows how much more hungry are you. You know, I was saying going off a national championship and getting drafted, it's so easy to be complacent. And I remind myself every day, never become complacent, be where your feet's at, and never feel like you got it figured out, because there's always room to improve and room to grow in every area.
When we talked to the scouts, like coaches and everything after you got drafted, they mentioned your inside-out versatility. Is that something you did much at Ohio State? Is that something you're going to be kind of new at doing here, if that's still going?
Yeah, I mean, big credit and shout out to, you know, Coach Jay, Coach Larry Johnson, and Coach Knowles for really challenging us to be more than just a edge rusher, being able to do a lot of things, and he Coach Knowles challenged us with it, and it was up to us to really accept that challenge and become very versatile. And I'm glad I was able to show that, and that they saw it. So I'm glad I'm here.
All right, thanks, JT.
Of course.
Now, it's day one, but it feels like both quarterbacks are in a good headspace, embracing this competition as you would hope they would, and having to prove it, why they should be the starter. Shane Steichen said he met with both quarterbacks. They understand what's going on here, and hopefully we have an answer by the end of training camp. But again, no timetable on it.
But it also feels great to just be back out here, I do want to add. Every time this year comes around, it's a nostalgic thing, it's an aesthetic thing. Football is in the air. The fans were great showing up for day one. The Colts, one of the few teams that hold their training camp away from their normal practice facilities, so that's a nostalgic thing in and of itself. Right. Kind of reminds me of just going back to the old days as a kid growing up, going to training camp, watching the Bears, actually. Training camp with Dad and the family, yeah, it's just in a picture-perfect day as well.
You couldn't have scripted it better than this.
Amazing.
Grand Park, A+, as always. We're going to bring you all the action from Colts training camp for the next 2 weeks, really, and we'll see how this team is shaping up to be heading into the 2025 season. For Eli Gain, I'm Dominic Miranda. Keep it locked on 13 and WTHR Plus for all your Colts coverage, training camp coverage, NFL coverage. It's right here.